Rule number 7 says, if someone asks for help pumping gas at 3:47 a.m. exactly, lock the doors and hide in the back room until sunrise. I found out why last night. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I work the graveyard shift at a quick stop on Route 9, about 40 miles outside of anywhere that matters. The pay is terrible, the customers are worse, but it's quiet. Or it was, until I found the rules. My first night, I was cleaning behind the register when I found a laminated card wedged between the lottery machine and the wall. It was yellowed with age, the edges frayed. At the top, in faded handwriting, night shift survival rules. At first, I thought it was a joke, some previous employee's idea of hazing the new guy. But the handwriting was shaky, desperate, and there were 8 rules total, numbered, specific. Rule 1, always keep the lights on, all of them, even the ones in the bathroom. Rule 2, if the phone rings between 2 and 4 a.m., let it ring exactly 7 times before answering, never more, never less. Rule 3, a man in a gray suit will come in every night at 2:47 a.m. Sell him a black coffee and a newspaper. Do not speak to him unless he speaks first. Rule 4, if you see someone standing in the woods across the road, do not look at them for more than 3 seconds. They will notice. I stopped reading and laughed. This was definitely a prank, but I pocketed the card anyway. It was a slow night, and I had nothing better to do than see if any of this nonsense actually happened. At 2:47 a.m. exactly, a man in a gray suit walked through the door. My blood went cold. I pulled out the card with shaking hands. Rule 3. There he was. He walked to the coffee machine like he'd done it 1,000 times before, filled a cup with the darkest roast, and grabbed a newspaper from the rack. He approached the register with no expression on his face. His eyes were wrong. Not the color, but the way they didn't quite focus on anything. I rang him up. $3.50. He paid exact change. I waited for him to leave, but he just stood there, staring at me, or through me. I remembered the rule. Do not speak to him unless he speaks first. After what felt like an eternity, he turned and walked out. The bell above the door didn't ring. I checked the card again. Rule 5. At 3:15 a.m. you will hear knocking from the storage room. Do not open the door. Do not respond. It will stop after the 3rd knock. 3:15 came and went. Nothing happened. I started to relax. Maybe it was all coincidence. Maybe... Knock. 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 It came from the storage room. 3 heavy, deliberate knocks. I froze, my hand hovering over the key in my pocket. Everything in me wanted to check, to prove this was just someone messing with me. But the way that man's eyes looked, I didn't open the door. Rule 6 was simple. Between 3:30 and 4 a.m., do not look at the security monitors. I don't know what you'll see, but you won't be the same after. At 3:42, my eyes drifted to the monitor. I couldn't help it. The screens showed the pumps outside, the aisles, the parking lot. Everything looked normal until something moved in the static on camera 3, the one pointed at the woods. It was a figure, just standing there, tall, impossibly thin, at the edge of the tree line, and it was facing the camera, facing me. I jerked my eyes away, remembering Rule 4, do not look for more than 3 seconds, they will notice. But I'd already looked too long. The lights flickered, all of them at once. When they came back, I heard the front door open. The bell didn't ring. Nobody walked in. That's when I remembered Rule 7, the one I started with. If someone asks for help pumping gas at 3:47 a.m. exactly, lock the doors and hide in the back room until sunrise. I checked my phone. 3:46 a.m. My heart was hammering. This was insane. None of this was real. But then I heard it, a car pulling up to the pumps at 3:47 a.m. exactly. A woman got out. She looked normal, tired, maybe a little lost. She walked toward the door, and I could see her mouth moving through the glass. Excuse me, can you help me with the pump? My hand was already on the deadbolt. I locked the door. Her expression didn't change. She didn't look angry or confused. She just stood there, still mouthing the same words, over and over. Can you help me with the pump? I backed away from the door and ran to the storage room, the one I didn't open earlier. I shut myself inside and sat in the dark, listening. Footsteps. In the store. Slow, deliberate. The click of heels on tile. She was inside. But I locked the door. The footsteps stopped right outside the storage room. I held my breath, and then I heard her voice, clear as day, right on the other side of the door. Thank you for not helping me. You passed. The footsteps walked away. The front bell rang, actually rang this time, and the store went quiet. I stayed in that room until sunrise, just like the rule said. When I finally came out, everything was normal. The woman's car was gone. The gray-suited man's coffee cup was in the trash. The newspaper folded neatly next to the register. I checked the card one last time. There was a Rule 8. I don't know how I missed it before. If you survive the night, burn this card. The next person needs to learn on their own. I looked at it for a long time,
Then I slid it back behind the lottery machine. I go back tomorrow night, and the night after that, because now I need to know. Rule 8 isn't about protecting the next person. It's about protecting me from whatever happens if I stop following the rules. I'll let you know if I survive the week.